did get the bottom of the seat painted with a nice coat of black, so that looks good. And the primer is dry, so we're going to wet sand it and then get on to the first coat of paint. That's what's happening on this episode of Featherstone Bicycles. I'm not sure how much sanding is actually going to be required here. It feels pretty smooth. I think there are, never going to come up on the camera, but there are a few rough spots. So we'll go through the process. Honestly say that this is not only the worst paint job I have ever done, it's possibly the worst paint job I've ever seen. It is just the first coat, and I don't know whether it was something with the rattle can or probably my technique, but it started bubbling up here. Other places. I mean, the primer, I had such high hopes after the primer. I mean, I'm embarrassed to even show you some of what's going on these wheels. Probably hard to see with it flying around like that. But yeah, it's got drip marks. I mean, that first fender came out pretty nice. It's on the back side, so I was encouraged. And actually the top side looks good. I did do the chain guard, that was off camera. But then I got over to the fork and I started noticing the drip marks. And then over here, you can see that, it's bad. I guess I can try to, sand some of that down before I do the second coat in a week. But wow, really bad. So it is what it is. We're gonna have to live with it. Hopefully I can repair some of those marks and then apply the second coat a little bit better. Maybe this is why I don't repaint bikes. Well, let's move on to something that I do have experience with, and that is using the wire wheel on the bench grinder to get rid of rust and shine up these parts. That was a lot of work on the wire wheel. I've already cleaned up the pedals as far as the metal parts. You saw that on the wire wheel. I took some steel wool to the inside. I did anticipate, or I did contemplate, I should say, taking these apart because this is just like a pressure star nut. I don't know what it's actually called, but anyway, this pin that goes through here has a ridge at the top, and then that, if you can see, it's serrated there or split there, whatever you want to call it, and then that got pressed down and then wedged, those split ends wedged themselves underneath that area that is a lip that was created at the end of that pin. So I thought, I could just buy some new ones of these or try to get these off and bend them back. I tried to get them out. I tried to bend them out, each of the little slivers, so I could take them apart, but it just ended up being more worry than it was worth. And so I knew they were going to clean up fine. So it's just that I couldn't get, into everything here. So this will be as good as it gets. Dress them up a little bit with the Meguiar's Hot Shine Tire Spray on the rubber parts. Here's all of our other hardware parts that we needed to get cleaned up. Pedals came out nice. One last thing we'll do here is put the kickstand back together, since helps us keep track of parts that way. So I put this little piece on that the pin goes into that keeps it in the housing. In the frame, I should say, in the housing within the frame. Push this in a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. I need that washer first. And I'll push it in. Lock the vise down. About does it. Still have to paint the head badge, but I need a smaller paintbrush to do that. So in the next to last episode, we will try to recover that terrible paint job. Put a second coat on, put the pinstriping on, put the decals on, and also take care of that head badge. And then in the final episode, as usual, we will put it all back together. Thanks for sticking with me, and I hope to see you next time on Featherstone Bicycles.